Now, if there's a slight blurriness, that might mean that the mirrors are they're aligned, but they're not. Even the slightest off alignment can cause a bit of blurriness there. But for some people, it doesn't bother them. For some people like me that likes everything to be perfect, it bothers me. But not bother me to the point that I can tolerate it right now. I don't have the opportunity to collimate the scope right now because I don't have a chest-eye collimator or chest-eye eyepiece, whatever you call it. But I do intend to try to catch up a bit on that collimating thing. So that's another thing to consider. If you do decide on a telescope, particularly a Newtonian reflecting telescope, you will want to learn how to collimate. And I stress that you will want to learn how to collimate. If you don't know how to collimate, particularly if you're using the telescope quite often and you're knocking it about, the mirrors will go out of alignment, especially in a scope this size. The mirrors hold quite well in a telescope this size, but if you will knock it around and things, you can expect it to go a little bit out of focus, and it will need collimation. Now, collimation is not that hard. It can be a little bit hard for the brain to rack over the concept in the beginning stages, but once you get the hang of it, it should be like breathing air. So, yeah. But, yeah, that's my review of the Saxon 10-inch Dobsonian. I really like it. I hope you really like this review. Yeah, I tend to talk a lot when I'm caught up by something like this, but it's too awesome to ignore. Another thing. Speaking of talking, I don't know if you can notice. Maybe you can just notice it, but there's an eyepiece rack here. I don't know if you can see it. Maybe you can. Let me just see if I can move the phone just a fraction. There's an eyepiece rack just down there. I'm not really balancing the phone here. You can just see it. And here you put your 10mm, your 25mm, and your high power eyepieces in this rack. Here is your big 2-inch eyepieces, so that's 30mm, 40mm, and those low power wide view eyepieces are very good for deep sky observation. Yeah. Also, another thing, just before we go, is to mention the side bearings. This one has a side bearing, and on the other side has a tension control handle, so you can use that to balance the optical tube. You can make it smooth or you can tighten it. And this is very, very good when you're viewing, let's say, planets, and you just nudge the scope a little bit and it still stays in position. That's what I love about this. You can just nudge it just a bit and it stays in position. My other one, like, I was moving it and it was drooping. This one is fairly stable. But yeah, overall, I'm really happy from the scope. Other than the base, the weight of the base, like, everything is fine. But yeah, come a few days down the road, we'll work something out and see where we go from there. But anyway, I hope you like this review, and if you're on YouTube, subscribe, and see you later.